Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire.
Comerica Park is located at the intersection of beginnings and anticipation. Winter in our town can seem endless, but this one even more so because of this spring's baseball promise. The best slugger available, Prince Fielder, joins the reigning batting champ, Miguel Cabrera, in a loaded lineup, which will kick off 2012 with a ball in the hand of the American League's most valuable player and Cy Young Award winner, Justin Verlander. Two old rivals, the Red Sox and Tigers, get this season of great expectation going in a great baseball city amidst the best annual party in downtown Detroit.
Opening day, Detroit, baby. Go Tigers, baby. This is the year.
Not a lot of work will get done today in the great state of Michigan. We may set the record for, hey, boss, okay if I take Thursday on? It's as official a holiday as we have in Detroit. Opening day for the Tigers, and it's the toughest ticket some of us can remember. Welcome to the opening week of baseball presented by Burger King. Today in downtown Detroit, the Tigers, who came close to the World Series a season ago, begin their quest for more against a Red Sox team that stunningly came just close to the playoffs a season ago. But we're all about beginnings in Game 1 of 2012. And the voice of the Turtle is heard in our land. We can't begin a baseball season without a nod in the direction of Ernie Harwell, who is watching from a great seat, as are you. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to opening day. I'm John Keating. We've had openers in the past where we thought maybe, just maybe, if everything goes okay, well, this is better. The expectations are huge. This is a Tigers team with breathtaking star power. And when you speak of star power, at least on the television side, we think of Mario Impemba and Rod Allen. Gentlemen, it's you.
John, thank you very much. It's the most anticipated day here in Detroit since the Tigers were eliminated from the ALCS last year by the Texas Rangers. Opening day is here with much anticipation, Rod. One of the big reasons, Prince Fielder.
Well, he was the biggest bat in the free agent market last year. When Victor Martinez went down with his injury, they didn't know how they were going to get 100 RBIs out of anybody that was left out there. But Prince Fielder was a guy that was still out there. They signed Prince Fielder. He carries a huge bat. He's a tremendous leader. No doubt he's going to help this ball club.
And by the way, Justin Verlander, the MVP and the Cy Young Award winner on the mound here this afternoon for the Tigers. So we are expecting an outstanding afternoon of baseball. It's a packed crowd. We are happy to have you with us. And right now, we go back to the Coliseum Studios. Here's Mickey York.
Mike Chakwas, play-by-play, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2.
Justin Verlander and the 2012 Detroit Tigers take the field here in front of a sellout crowd in downtown Detroit. Tigers baseball is officially back. Welcome to opening day. And welcome to the Tigers and the Boston Red Sox. By the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. Bobby Valentine is the new head man in Boston this year as he takes over the reins of the Red Sox. Here is his starting lineup presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. For the Bo Sox today, it'll be Jacoby Ellsbury leading it off in center field, followed by Dustin Pedroia at second base, Adrian Gonzalez at first, Big Papi, David Ortiz at DH, Kevin Youkilis at third, Ryan Sweeney is in right field, a bottom 3 of Ross Saltalamacchia and Mike Aviles rounding it out for the Boston Red Sox. Tigers starting pitcher today, Justin Verlander, presented by Soaring Eagle Casino.
Tremendous season last year for Justin Verlander. Made 34 starts, had 4 complete games. He won the Cy Young and the MVP. He is one of the best, if not the best, right-hander in all of baseball, with a fastball that gets up to 100 miles an hour and the secondary pitches to put lefties and righties away.
So the reigning MVP and the reigning Cy Young Award winner is all set to go to work. The Tigers opening up the brand new campaign here at Comerica Park. A sellout crowd here today. We would expect nothing less on an electric afternoon here in the Motor City. It'll be Ellsbury, Pedroia, and Gonzalez, the first 3 hitters for the Boston Red Sox here this afternoon. The Tigers coming off a terrific spring camp with high expectations, and it all begins right now. Ellsbury, what a year he had last year for the Boston Red Sox. And a prime matchup to begin this season for the Tigers as he faces Justin Verlander. First pitch of the ballgame is at the knees and strike. 43 degrees our game time temperature here this afternoon. Some clouds in the area, but otherwise a very nice afternoon for baseball. Ellsbury knocked in better than 100 last year, 105 to be exact. Here is Verlander's 0-1. Make it no balls, 2 strikes on Jacoby Ellsbury.
The Boston Red Sox have a couple of table setters at the top of their batting order in Ellsbury and Pedroia that are in the MVP conversation at the end of the year. Of course, Pedroia, he won that award back in 2008. Ellsbury finished second to Justin Verlander last year for the most valuable player in the American League.
So you have 1 and 2 facing off against each other right here. The 0-2 pitch popped in the air, shallow left field. Delman Young is there, 1 gone.
Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively, presented by Beaumont Health System. In the outfield, you've got Young, you've got Jackson, you've got Bosch. In the infield, you've got Cabrera with a position change. He made that in honor of Prince Fielder, who's on the other side of the diamond. You've got Peralta and Santiago up the middle, and Alex Avila is behind the plate.
There's Prince Fielder wearing the home whites for the first time in front of the hometown fans. Here is Dustin Pedroia, and he looks at ball 1. Pedroia, for all of the success he has had in the big leagues, is 0 for 10 against Verlander career. And here is JV's 1-0. On the outer edge, up with the right hand goes Dale Scott.
As far as second basemen are concerned in the American League, the only guy that has better numbers and has had better numbers than Pedroia the last number of years is the guy that plays for the Yankees, and that would be Robinson Cano. That's how good Dustin Pedroia is.
2 dynamite talents at that position. He popped him up. Santiago camping under it. 2 up, 2 down.
Justin Verlander doing just as he did last year, which allowed him to have his best season in the major leagues. He starts out about 89 to 92 miles an hour with his fastball. If he needs to dial up to 95, 96 early, he will do so. But then again, he has plenty in his tank in the later innings to get up to 97, 98 miles an hour.
And the one thing we noticed about Verlander, the same thing he did last year, he was all business from his first start of spring training.
First
outstanding spring.
First day of spring training.
He had the scowl going. Here is Adrian Gonzalez. Well, for all the difficulties the Red Sox had toward the end of last year, they still field a very formidable lineup, even though Carl Crawford is still out with an injury. Ellsbury, Pedroia, Gonzalez, Ortiz, Euclid. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes on Gonzalez.
When thinking about a guy, Prince Fielder, over at first base, look no further than Gonzalez, who made the change from the National League to the American League last year and didn't miss a beat offensively. I don't expect Prince Fielder to miss a beat as well.
Agreed. Way too much talent. Here is Verlander's 2-0. Popped him up into left field. Delvin Young coming over. And Justin Verlander starts 2012 with a 1-2-3 inning. Time now for a sneak peek at the Three Stooges, the movie. The first, Jim Leyland has rolled out his lineup card. The Tigers starting lineup today is presented by Big Boy. Here are the averages from last year for the Tigers. And by the way, they have the defending batting champion Miguel Cabrera. Jackson, Bosch, Cabrera at the top. Fielder, Young, Rayburn in the middle. Rayburn your DH today. Peralta, Aila, and Santiago rounding out the lineup. Meanwhile, John Lester is starting pitcher for the Red Sox. It is presented by Fox Auto Group.
John Lester, one of the best left-handers in all of baseball. 31 starts last year, did not complete a game. He came in at 15-9 in the 2011 campaign with a respectable earned run average. And the one thing that John Lester, wants to put out of his mouth is the taste of last year when they really struggled down the stretch as far as the rotation is concerned.
So the 28-year-old out of Tacoma, Washington, John Lester, one of the fine left-handers in the American League, ready to go to work now against Austin Jackson. Leadoff man for the Tigers. Lines the first pitch into center field, base hit. Nice start.
Austin Jackson worked long and hard in the offseason on his new swing, which allows him not to have the leg kick. He gets the foot up, he gets it down. That's a cut fastball down and in. That's where Lester likes to live. Austin Jackson absolutely whistles that ball right back through the middle. Very good start today for the Tigers and Austin Jackson.
Now Brennan Bosch, who hit 6 home runs this spring and really finished with a bang in spring camp this year. 283 average last year for Bosch. He hit 16 long balls. And he'll be in the 2 slot this year for the Tigers. And a bouncing ball to third. This might be 2. There's 1. And the relay is a double play and a nice turn by Pedroia at second base.
Let's take a look at the rest of the defense for the Boston Red Sox, presented by Tim Hortons. You've got Cody Ross, the newcomer, in left. You've got Ellsbury in center. Ryan Sweeney in right. Euclid, Aviles, Pedroia, Adrian Gonzalez round out the infield. Jared Saltalamacchia is putting down the signs today for John Lester.
You said Saltalamacchia without batting an eye.
That's a big one, too.
Here is Miguel Cabrera. He'll bat with the bases empty. Lester gets himself a big double play ball. Miguel had a .413 average this spring, and he looks at strike one.
Along with the signature pitch that John Lester features, which is a cut fastball anywhere from 91 to 95 miles an hour. He has a really good curveball and a changeup to go along with that cut fastball.
The 0-1 is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Last year's batting champion, Miguel Cabrera. Kind of a quiet spring with Prince Fielder coming on board. Of course, a lot of talk about what Justin Verlander accomplished last year. Miggy was just allowed to go about his business on a day-to-day basis.
Shattered bat, line to third, and caught by Youkilis. And just like that, the Tigers are out of the first. We go to the second at Comerica. On Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Imported from Detroit. And by Spartan Stores. For your neighborhood Spartan Stores, go to turntospartan.com. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything we've learned making tires that go the distance inspires what we roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven. Back here, opening day in downtown Detroit on a good afternoon for baseball. I'd like to see gorgeous, but it's a little bit on the cool side. Still, nonetheless, no wet stuff, so we're thankful for that. And the Tigers and Red Sox in a marquee matchup here on opening day in Detroit. David Ortiz stands in to start the second. Verlander needed just 9 pitches to get through the Red Sox in the first inning.
First shift of the year. For the Tigers defensively, Ramon Santiago, the second baseman, he's in the outfield. Johnny Peralta, the shortstop, on the second base side of the bag. And that's where Big Papi hits most of his ground balls.
He shoots this one toward left field. Delman Young is on the run, still going. He's not going to get there. It's up against the wall. And Ortiz will cruise into second with a leadoff double.
It's a nice job by David Ortiz of beating the shift. You can see where the infielders are anchored. And also Delman Young was over in left center field, and Big Papi sliced a fastball off the warning track in left field for a stand-up double. Can we still call him Big Papi? He looks like he has dropped a few lbs.
It looks like he's been concentrating on eating some salads. He has really leaned up. I'm not sure we can call him Big Papi anymore. There's the new and improved version. Here is Kevin Youkilis. First scoring opportunity for the Red Sox. In there for a strike right at the knees.
They have to keep Kevin Youkilis healthy this year. In the last couple of years, he's been hampered by injuries. You could see the batting average last year at just .258. He is vital to their offensive success this year. And something else he has done over the years, he has worn out Tigers pitching.
Well, he played 112 games last year at third base, the most he had played, and as you mentioned, he was hit by some injuries late in the season, so he only played 120 games total last year. And again, they have Carl Crawford, who is out at the start of this season. They lost their closer, Andrew Bailey. He'll be out for a couple of months. So they are battling it a bit in terms of injuries. Here's the 1-1. Did he go? He did not.
It's a good pitch by Justin Verlander, crowding Youkilis with a good hard fastball inside with nobody out and a runner on second base. You can clearly see that Youkilis is trying to hit something to the right side of the infield. He is trying to advance David Ortiz over to third with less than 2 outs. That's what Bobby Valentine, their manager, preached all spring training. Fundamental baseball.
Avila down to block that one. 3 balls, 1 strike. Jim Leland was talking about Valentine before the game today, saying that he's well aware of the way that Bobby likes to manage a game. He's very aggressive, sometimes not very conventional, so it's always a challenge to manage against him.
The one word that kept coming out of Boston Red Sox camp this year describing their new manager, Bobby Valentine, was energy. That's all the players talked about, is how much energy he had.
Bouncing ball left side of the infield. On the backhand, Peralta dug out at first. Got it.
Nifty pick by Prince Fielder on the other side of the diamond. It's a nice backhand by Peralta. Didn't look like he had a good handle on that ball. He simply bounced it over there. Tough pick by Prince, but Prince able to pick it right out of the dirt. Nicely done.
Got it by half a step. So Youkilis unable to advance the runner as Peralta and Fielder team up for that out. Here's Ryan Sweeney. Ball 1. The last 4 consecutive seasons, Sweeney was on the opening day roster of the Oakland Athletics. Last year, 265 with the A's.
As you can see, does not have much power, just 1 home run last year.
1 ball, 1 strike.
It's a little chilly today, and I was wondering if Verlander would have the really good curveball. We've well documented the fact that when Verlander throws his curveball, he does not use the seams. Yes, he does not use the seams. He calls it a dry curveball, and it could be troublesome on a day like today.
Wave and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
95-mile-per-hour fastball that he just blows right by Sweeney.
No wrinkle at all in that one. Here it is. And he threw it by him. How many times last year, Rod, did we see Verlander get in situations where he had 1 or 2 guys in scoring position? Then it was like, all right, it's game on now.
He has that kind of ability. He has 2 wipeout pitches, which would be the curveball and the changeup, along with the electricity in the fastball that he can throw by you at any point in time. And the slider continues to improve. So he has 4 quality major league pitches.
Leadoff double by Ortiz. He is still standing at second with 1 out. And time called now, and Verlander wants Avila to come out to the hill. By the way, this game is available in high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD. It is sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast. One and 2 on Ryan Sweeney. Also has big league time with the White Sox as well. And a breaking ball that dips low. Avila goes down to block that one. 2 and 2.
Real good bite with that curveball from Verlander. It appears that regardless of what the temperature is going to be today, no problem. Starts it at the letters, ends up at the shoe tops. Brilliant block by the all-star catcher Alex Avila.
Bouncing ball back up the middle. Santiago ranges right. Runner advances, but there are two gone. Sweeney retired 4-3. And that'll bring up Cody Ross.
Cody Ross has a quick bat. He has always been a very good fastball hitter. I mean, there's no doubt that Justin Verlander knows that, but we also pointed out the fact that Verlander's fastball is better than most.
Ross comes to the Red Sox from the San Francisco Giants. He originally was property of the Tigers. Tigers drafted him back in 1999 in the 4th round, and it looked like he might have a promising career here, but he suffered a knee injury and has played with several different organizations since. One ball, one strike on Ross. Avila getting a bit of a workout early on in this one. Ortiz the runner at third. 2 outs. We're in the second. Opening day here in the Motor City. Tigers and the Boston Red Sox. And the 1-1. Ross last year hit 14 home runs with San Francisco. You wonder how his numbers will translate into Fenway Park. There are many around that feel that he might have himself a pretty good year this year in that ballpark.
He's a pull hitter, good fastball hitter, and with the short porch in left field, those numbers could go up.
Verlander stays inside, missing 3-1.
There's fact of the point that I just made about him being a pull hitter.
Good pitch on the outer edge, a strike called. Verlander not giving in on 3-1. Now it's 3-2.
Well, he has a lot of pitches at his disposal that he can throw at any point in time. We're going to show it to you in Fox mode. Outstanding curveball by Justin Verlander.
Here comes the crowd. Fouled away.
98 miles an hour.
And so there is what separates Justin Verlander, I would suppose, from just about anybody else in this game. The ability to do that when he really needs it.
He said he might get up to 100 today. The one thing that Jeff Jones was concerned about, and the only thing that he was concerned about, he's the pitching coach for the Detroit Tigers, would be that Verlander be too amped up today. Big crowd, opening day. It's a natural thing to do.
Oh, sure. It's a legitimate concern. And only human nature that JV with his skills would get amped up. 3-2 pitch. Got him looking at strike 3. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Leadoff double. They strand a man. Look at that. Prince Fielder stands in for his first at bat here at Comerica Park, and the sellout crowd showing their appreciation for the newest Tiger. He will lead things off here in the second inning. Fielder, Young, and Rayburn facing John Lester. And Prince looks at a ball outside. The Prince Fielder era here in Detroit has officially begun. And boy, does he look good in the Old English D. Here's the 1-0. Inside to Prince. Fielder this spring hit 4 home runs. A workmanlike effort for Fielder in spring camp. Blended in nicely with his new ball club. There's a strike in the outer edge, 2-1. Three straight, make it 5 straight years of 30 or more home runs for Prince over in the National League. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. John Lester is no easy matchup, to be sure. The 28-year-old, 15-game winner last year. And the 2-2. Fill it now, 3-2 on Prince. Last year, 38 home runs for Fielder. He knocked in 120. Hits one on the ground and through. Base hit, right center field. And Fielder has a base hit at his first official Tigers at bat.
That's the one thing that I noticed about Prince Fielder in spring training. Most left-handers love the ball down, and he does as well. But look at him climb the ladder here and take a 90-mile-per-hour fastball and rip it right past Dustin Pedroia. He gets on top of that pitch. Your hands have to be awfully quick to get up there and then get back down through the baseball to hit it that sharply through the infield.
So the Tigers, for the second straight inning, have the leadoff man on, and here is Delman Young. He looks to strike one. Delman had himself a really good spring camp, which prompted most to think that he was priming himself for a huge 2012.
Got himself in great shape in the offseason. He dropped about 20 pounds. Worked very hard.
Chops one of the shortstop. Aviles flips to second one, and Pedroia's relay is another double play for the Red Sox. Their second in as many innings. So the bases are empty now. That'll bring up Ryan Rayburn. Rayburn, you might expect this year, will get some reps at a few different positions. Obviously, second base is primarily what the Tigers are looking at, but he can also play the outfield. He is DHing today for Jim Leyland.
Although Jim's managing his 7th year in the American League, he still likes the National League style of baseball. He loves a versatile roster, which he has. He has several guys that can play several different positions.
Which really, toward the tail end of games where you need to begin to manage and make some moves, that flexibility comes in handy. Don Kelly, of course, is one of the other Tigers you speak of.
That's right.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Wave and a miss. 1-2 on Rayburn.
Good changeup by Lester. Lester admitted the last couple of years that changeup's the pitch that he really worked long and hard on, trying to perfect it, and he has done so, which allowed him to spend a lot of time on his curveball this year. Look at that changeup. Nice fading action. Good arm speed. Located beautifully.
2-2 on Rayburn. Lester just one of 3 pitchers that has at least 15 wins each of the last 4 years. Halladay and Sabathia the other 2.
Lester just 28 years old. He is at the beginning of his prime.
Ooh, he jammed him that time, and he struck him out swinging. Tigers are done in the second. Tigers baseball today is presented by Bell Tire. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Arby's. Arby's value menu will have you coming back for more without emptying your wallet. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Well, the sun is starting to peek through some of the cloud cover here in downtown Detroit. No score. Red Sox Tigers as we go to the top of the third here at the ballpark.
Hey fans, this week's Saturday Baseball returns as Adrian Gonzalez and the Red Sox take on Prince Fielder and the Tigers in an early season showdown between American League contenders. Fox Saturday Baseball returns this week at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, beginning with our all-new pregame show that covers all the big stories and gets you ready for the first pitch on Fox.
Well, Justin Verlander gave up a leadoff double in the second, but pitched around that. And now he will face Saltalamacchia, Aviles, and Ellsbury here in the top of the third. Saltalamacchia looks at ball one to start things off here in the third. 56 RBIs last year for Saltalamacchia. Good power, 16 homers. Really, Rod started to put together the type of season I think many thought he would have when he first got to the big leagues.
He also has admitted that he learned a ton from Jason Varitek, who retired at the beginning of this year. He was able to tutor Saltalamacchia as he spent the first couple of years in a Boston Red Sox uniform. So he learned from a really good catcher in Varitek.
That's sometimes why it's a really good idea. And, you know, guys like Varitek, maybe his numbers were declining in the last couple of years he was with the Red Sox, but he was able to really help out in different ways. One
of the reasons why they kept him around, because offensively he really wasn't producing that much the last couple of years.
1-2 on Saltalamacchia. The bender missing outside.
Justin overthrew that curveball. Didn't have much break to it. Didn't have much bite.
And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Verlander picks up his second strikeout. Game break time. Let's check in with Mickey York. Mickey, thank you. Here it is, scoreless as we play in the third.
Good to see Johan Santana back on the hill. We remember him when he was with the Minnesota Twins. There was no better left-hander in all of baseball.
He was scary good before the injury. Strike one on Mike Aviles. Aviles joining the Red Sox. Got to the big leagues for the Kansas City Royals. And it looked like when he got to KC that he was going to have many really good years with KC, but then suffered an injury. In fact, Aviles had Tommy John surgery. There was a strike call. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. He has that very odd helicopter type batting stance there where he twirls the bat.
Not one you would teach at home to the young kids, but it works for him. He hit over 300 last year when he was traded from the Kansas City Royals to the Boston Red Sox. He's not a defensive minded shortstop. He's more offensive minded. Bobby Valentine doesn't mind that.
Fill the count now 3-2. I guess the question is, nobody really has that type of stance. How does one really come about having that type of batting stance?
Well, he does most of this before the ball's delivered. As you can see, once JV gets ready to deliver the ball, he's still.
Swing and a miss. Verlander with another strikeout.
Helicopter or not, I don't know if you could hit this piece of cheese at 94 miles an hour.
Two gone now, and here is Jacoby Ellsbury. Verlander has struck out 3 straight. Ellsbury flied out to start the ball game, 0 for 1. No runs, 2 hits for the Tigers. No runs, 1 hit in the early going here for the Boston Red Sox. The Bo Sox defense turning a couple of double plays behind John Lester. Meanwhile, Verlander has been his dominant self. Had missed the outer edge. 1 ball, 1 strike. What a year it was last year for Ellsbury. Had it not been for Justin Verlander, probably your MVP in the American League.
Had over 30 home runs, stole more than 30 bases as well.
Roll to first base. Prince stays with it. Verlander covers. Inning over. 1-2-3 third for Justin Verlander. To the bottom of the third here at Comerica Park. Johnny Peralta will lead it off. Then Alex Avila and Ramon Santiago facing John Lester.
Not many teams in the major leagues that have a couple of all-stars batting 7th and 8th, respectively, in their batting orders.
Johnny an all-star for the first time last year, and he looks to strike one.
Which speaks to the depth that this Tigers has offensively.
Lester's 0-1 pitch. They will appeal. He did not go.
Some of you may think that's a slider that Lester's throwing at 88 miles an hour, but it's a cut fastball. But at times it has the break like a slider. It's his signature pitch. It's an outstanding pitch for him. It allows him to crowd right-handed batters.
And he tied up Ryan Rayburn, striking him out with that pitch back in the second. Wave and a miss.
It looks good to you. It looks like it's right down the middle, and the last 5 feet it just darts down and in like that last one did to Johnny Peralta, and Johnny took a very awkward swing.
One and two on Peralta. Johnny laid off that one. 2-2.
Take a look at the breakdown this afternoon of John Lester. 22 total pitches, 84% of those are fastballs.
Back up the middle and into center field. Base hit. Third straight frame. The Tigers led it off with a single. Right now, let's check in with the third member of our crew patrolling the stadium, talking about some of the improvements this year. Let's check in with Shannon Hogan.
Thanks, Mario. Actually, one of the first things you notice when you walk into Comerica Park is how massive this new scoreboard is. But there are some traditional aspects that they did keep. Of course, the Tigers. Everybody loves those. But when they brought the Tigers down to redo the scoreboard, they were so heavy. They were 9,000 pounds. There was so much rainwater that had gotten in them. They sent them to Milford, Connecticut, and they actually refurbished them there before they wanted to put them back on this new scoreboard. I know everybody's really glad that they're there, but 9,000 pounds is a lot considering they were only 2,500 pounds when they put them up a few years ago, you guys. So nice changes to the ballpark. And I have to say, happy opening day. I missed you guys. It was too long.
Well, we missed you. Thanks very much, Shannon.
Yes, we did.
And I would say there are some days I wish I could be refurbished like that. 9,000 pounds. That's awfully heavy.
We could send you to Connecticut.
Oh, yeah. I know my wife would like to send me to Connecticut sometime. 1 ball and no strikes on Alex Avila. Well, I will say this, the park looks absolutely spectacular, especially with the new scoreboard in left and the refurbished Tigers out there.
Grass always looks good here.
Always fun to come down to the ballpark, but opening day just has that different feel. And a great matchup today as well. Verlander, Lester. Here's the 1-1 to Avila. That's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. So in the first 2 innings, Lester has given up a leadoff single, but he's promptly gotten a double play ball.
Well, we might see a runner on the move here. Counts 2-1, which is in the favor of Avila. You had just mentioned there's already been a couple of double plays. And Jim Leyland might be in a mood that he might allow the runner to take off and Avila to swing via the hit and run. And that's exactly what Bobby Valentine in the other dugout is thinking. Therefore, he relayed the sign to Jared Saltalamacchia to have John Lester throw over.
There aren't too many secrets in this game, are there? I mean, managers know each other. They know situations.
Well, Jim's not going to sit back and allow his club to hit into double plays all afternoon long.
And the 2-1. Fouled back out of play. 2-2 on Alex Avila. Won a Silver Slugger Award last year, the top offensive catcher in the American League.
A lot of great offensive players in the ballpark today. We've talked about Prince. We've talked about Cabrera. They have Gonzalez. They have Pedroia. They have Ellsbury.
And there's no doubt that Avila again will be counted on heavily to carry the lion's share of the catching load this year. That's outside 3-2. You may have caught the broadcast yesterday from Toledo. Gerald Laird tweaked his hamstring. I talked to him before the game today, and he said, I'm going to be all right. And he was happy about that. So Avila will be getting a little bit more rest this year than he had last season.
First big decision of the year for Jim Leyland. 3-2 count, nobody out. Does he decide to allow Peralta to run 3 balls and 2 strikes? It would be risky if he does. If Avila strikes out, obviously Peralta will be thrown out at second base.
Driven to right field, sinking and caught on a line by Sweeney, and quickly back to the bag is Peralta.
Hey fans, this Sunday the Tigers take on the Boston Red Sox at 1:05 p.m. All kids 14 and under receive a building block calendar. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
So here is Santiago. Ramon gets the start at second base today. Lester needed just 18 pitches to get through the first 2 innings.
He's been very efficient.
Santiago takes low as Saltalamacchia smothers it. Ramon was rewarded with a 2-year contract this past offseason, so he'll remain in the Motor City the next 2 seasons. And even though he was eligible for free agency, Ramon really didn't take all that much time to look at other options. He felt all along that he wanted to return here. He feels very comfortable here. He understands his role here. That floats outside. 2 balls, no strikes. And he'll get a chance to play him. And Jim Leyland will have the opportunity to play him at several different positions.
Jim not afraid to use his entire 25-man roster. Not afraid to put guys in positions where they succeed. Don Kelly will get quite a few reps. Another role player on the Tigers bench.
That's a foul ball at home plate. I remember last year Santiago had himself a whale of a series against Texas in the American League Championship Series. Hit .375. He had 9 hits in that series, coming up big for Jim Leyland. In fact, the 9 hits tied Placido Polanco's team mark for hits in an ALCS. Polanco had that big 2006 postseason. He threw a one-hopper to first base. Lester short-armed that one a little bit and almost paid for it.
That's what happens when you lob the baseball. And you see it all the time. Little comebackers to the pitcher. And they don't throw the ball over there with aggression. They usually bounce it wherever they tend to be throwing the baseball. That's why they tell you when you're throwing the ball to the bases, throw it the way that you normally throw it.
Just off the plate. So it's 3-1 on Santiago. Jackson will be next.
Lester not known for having a good pickoff move. He did have 4 picks last year, however.
High fly ball. Shallow left field. The shortstop going back, but is called off by the left fielder Cody Ross. 2 gone. Well, just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
John Lester was talking during the course of spring training, and he said with the new manager Bobby Valentine, he kind of took the pitchers aside and pointed out some numbers to all of them as to how they went about their business last year. He wanted them to be better at holding runners. He also wanted them to get in a better position while delivering the ball to home plate to field their position. He felt like some of those little things would have helped them win 1 or 2 more games. And of course, they finished 1 game from getting into the playoffs last year. Tampa Bay Rays overtook them the final day of the season.
We tend to forget, because of the collapse that the Red Sox had, that they began September with the American League's best record. They were 83-52 going into September.
They had a 9-game lead over the Tampa Bay Rays in the wild card at the end of the year.
Big swing by Jackson. 0-2 on Austin.
And don't forget, they started the season 2-10.
7-20 in the month of September. And it takes a month like that to, as you mentioned, fritter away a 9-game lead for a playoff spot. And Bobby Valentine wants to put that in the past. Here's the 1-2.
Even with their early season troubles and the way they collapsed down the stretch, they still finished with 90 wins.
Think about that. That's how good they were playing. You win 7 games the final month of the season, and you still win 90 for the year. Jackson takes high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shaping up to be one of those days where runs will be at a premium here, as we expected, with Lester and Verlander hooking up today. Red Sox had the best scoring chance with a double to lead off the second, but failed to score. Outside again. Lester missing with a fastball. 3-2. Pretty good spring this year for Austin. Hit .271. Hit a couple of home runs. And the runner on the move, driven to center field. Ellsbury backs up. A lot of room out there, and it swallows up the line drive from Jackson. Tigers out in the 3rd. We go to the 4th. Afternoon, it's a pretty good one. Which 2 position players have started the most opening days for the Tigers and the Red Sox? We want one for each team. Position players starting the most opening days. So think on that. We'll bring you the answer to that a little bit later on in the telecast. In the meantime, the Red Sox coming to the dish here in the 4th inning in a scoreless ball game this afternoon as Justin Verlander finishes up his warm-up pitches.
took one guess at that, and I think I nailed it, and I think you know the answer to that as well.
I do.
Wow.
You think about it, and two guys should come to mind. But do not give any hints, though. Not on opening day. We've got to make him work for it on opening day.
Well, if I nail it, I'm pretty sure there's a whole lot of people out there that got it, too.
Here is Pedroia to lead it off. He'll be followed by Adrian Gonzalez and then David Ortiz. 2, 3, and 4 in Bobby Valentine's lineup today. Verlander missing outside. Justin has struck out 3 in this game so far. Verlander came in with really good numbers lifetime against the Red Sox. 3.22 ERA in 7 starts. That is popped up. Right field line. Bosch on the charge. Fielder going back. Bosch will get there. One out. Bring up Adrian Gonzalez. Bosch had to run 1.5 miles to get to that one. Gonzalez flied out to Delman Young back in the first. Adrian in his first season with the Red Sox last year tied for the major league lead in hits with 213. He tied Michael Young of the Texas Rangers, and you might recall the red hot start that he got off to last year.
He's got a sweet swing. He can go to all fields with power. Tremendous hand-eye coordination. Great balance through his swing. Talked about his numbers from 07 to 2010 with the San Diego Padres.
Look at those.
He didn't miss a beat in 2011 in his first tour of duty in the junior circuit.
That's off the end of the bat, foul. And that's everything, or everyone wanted to talk about that when he joined the Red Sox last year. Would he have an adjustment coming to the American League? But look at what he did. He finished second to Cabrera for the batting title. .410 on base percentage.
40 home runs in 2009 in Petco Park in San Diego. It's not known to be a good hitter's park.
Breaking ball. Got him. Outside corner, strike 3. Gonzalez jawboning with Dale Scott after that call.
We're going to make that our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. We talked about Gonzalez and how good his balance is, but Verlander, tremendous balance too with all his pitches. Throws a changeup and then follows that up with a wicked, I mean absolutely wicked breaking ball on the outside part of the plate to get the 3rd strike called.
There's Ortiz.
He threw 4 pitches there to Gonzalez, a couple of fastballs, a changeup, and an outstanding curveball. That's what separates Justin Verlander from just about any pitcher in the major leagues. 3 above average pitches. And it won't be long before that slider is above average major league pitch. Here's that last breaking ball one more time. Coming in your living room.
The 1-1. Nothing is skied in the air to center. Jackson cruising back. And Verlander 1, 2, 3, 4th inning. 3.5 on the score sheet here at Comerica. No score. Game so far in opening day today. John Lester climbs back on top of the hill. He'll face Bosch Cabrera, fielder, in the Tigers' fourth. Bunting all around the ballpark today for opening day. There's a strike called on Bosch. Bounced into a 5-4-3 double play after Jackson led off the bottom of the first with a base hit. One of two double plays that the left-hander Lester has induced in this game. We've talked about the fact that in Bosch's brief big league career, lefties had not really bothered him. Now Lester is not your typical lefty, but here are the numbers. .319 career. Ground ball right side, easy hop there for Gonzalez, and Lester covers for the out. It'll bring up Cabrera. Miguel had his bat shattered his first time up, lining out to the third baseman Euclid. Ball 1 to Miguel. Miguel, since joining the Tigers, has a lifetime average of .322 in a Detroit uniform, and as we mentioned, he won the batting championship last year. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0 pitch. 3-0. Lester falling behind here. One of the few times today. It was 7 of 10 in first pitch strikes coming into this inning. And he lost him on 4.
Well, you know, Cabrera is going to get quite a few intentional walks this year, along with regular walks. And take a look at what Victor did last year following a Cabrera walk, and Prince was outstanding in that same regard following the MVP Ryan Braun of the National League.
It's the old pick your poison. And Cabrera getting the free pass. Now we'll see if Prince can take advantage of it here.
I was talking to Jim Leland yesterday about a Prince fielder and how it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment for him, because there's no doubt that there's going to be managers that pitch around Cabrera to get to Prince. But Jim welcomes that. He says, we'll see how good he really is. He says, I hope they walk Cabrera.
Well, I would imagine, Rob, that different managers would have a different take on how they want to approach these two guys. I mean, do you think there might be an element out there that might feel that, well, Cabrera has been a higher average hitter than Prince Fielder, and they may be a little bit more careful to him as opposed to Prince?
No, I don't think so. I think there's most managers out there that fear Cabrera. He's just that good. I mean, no disrespect to anybody else in baseball. For me, I mean, if it's not Albert Pujols, Cabrera is the best hitter in the game. There's no debate about that. And when you have a left-hander on the mound, there's going to be times where managers will pitch around Cabrera to get to Prince Fielder, and they didn't do it as much last year because Victor was a switch hitter. Because you could turn Victor around to the right side and he could still get a base hit for you. Now, Prince has much more power than Victor did, but Victor was tremendous last year protecting Cabby.
Big swing there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's just my own thinking. I would never pitch around Cabrera to get to anybody.
Neither team able to hold on offensively. We expected that coming in with the 2 starting pitchers. Only 4 hits between the 2 teams. And Fielder is out on strikes. 2 gone. Lester has his second strikeout. Good pitch. He's going to bring up Delman Young. And he sprays that one foul down the right field line. Of course, the Red Sox are hoping that their starting pitching can hold together this year. Their starters last year were 9th in the American League in ERA. But if you can keep Lester and Beckett and Buchholz out there on their regular turns all year long, that should change. The 0-1 popped him up. Foul ground. Gonzalez to end the inning. No runs, a walk, one left. We played 4 at Comerica. Period. Bell Tire and by Toyota, brought to you by your Greater Detroit Toyota dealers. Gorgeous day here at the ballpark and a scoreless game as we go to the top of the 5th inning. The day has been ruled by Lester and Verlander. The 2 starters between them have scattered 4 hits. Another sellout crowd here as the sun throughout the afternoon has been trying to peek through the clouds and is it's having some success right now. Temperature right now 45 degrees here at the ballpark. Kevin Youkilis will lead it off.
Both Justin Verlander and John Lester, although not facing one another as far as pitching to one another, they know that their margin for error is very slim because both are quality pitchers. Verlander with a ton of wins last year, winning the Cy Young, and John Lester 15 wins last year himself.
Youkilis bounced out his first time up on a nifty scoop by Fielder at first base. This spring, Youkilis hit just $195 for the Boston Red Sox. But they obviously know what he can do in the regular season, and they're hopeful of a big year from him this year. 80 RBIs last season, despite the injury late. On the outer edge. 2-1. Verlander gave up the double to Ortiz to start the second, but he slammed the door after that, and they have not threatened since. Slap to right field, slicing away from Bosch. In fact, JV now has retired 9 straight since that Ortiz double. Verlander has been a workhorse. 200 innings, 32 starts, at least those numbers for 5 straight years. In the air, shallow center. Jackson on the charge. One gone. That's 10 in a row retired by Verlander, and now we have a chance to check back in with Shannon Hogan.
Hi, guys. You know what? With opening day and all the festivities, I talked to a bunch of the guys in the clubhouse this morning about their memories of opening day as children. Surprisingly, a lot of them had not been to opening day before they were in the big leagues. Of course, Alex Avila and Prince Fielder growing up around the game, where Alex told me that his dad, Al, always took them out of school. It was one of the best days of the year because they got to come to the park and, of course, miss school. Prince Fielder said he remembers coming. It was great. But then once he was in school, his parents said, oh, no, you're going to go to school today. They didn't care that it was opening day. But, of course, very excited for today, both of them. I'll send it back to you.
Party poopers. All right, Shannon, thanks. I mean, what's the fun of going to opening day if you can't skip school, right?
You got that right.
That's a big part of it. Ryan Sweeney, the batter. 1 out, nobody on here in the 5th. And there's a strike call. Do you remember your first opening day?
It was probably, you know, once I was in the big leagues, to be perfectly honest with you. I didn't go to any opening days, you know, when I grew up in Los Angeles. I don't remember ever going to an opening day to Dodger Stadium.
2 balls, 1 strike.
So the first opening day for me was probably 1983 when I made the Seattle Mariners roster out of spring training.
Trying to think, you know, it's hard to think all those years back. There's a drive to center field, and in there, base hit right in front of Jackson. Sweeney's aboard.
Make sure you join us for more baseball when the Tigers wrap up the series with the Red Sox. Coverage begins at 12:30 with Tigers Live on Fox Sports Detroit. That's Tigers baseball Sunday at 12:30 on Fox Sports Detroit.
So that base hit by Sweeney stops the string of 10 straight that Verlander had set down. It's Cody Ross.
Verlander left the changeup up in the strike zone to Sweeney at 85 miles an hour.
Ross hits it in the air to right, sending Bosch back to the warning track. 2 steps on the track. 2 gone. And that will leave it up to Jared Saltalamacchia. Well, we know that Verlander won the MVP last year. The only pitcher in Major League history to win the MVP 2 consecutive years, pitchers we're talking about now, was a former Tiger, Hal Newhouser. And so if Verlander were to win the MVP again this year, which obviously would be very difficult to do, but possible, he would join Newhouser in that very, very select group. It would be a group of 2. That's how select it would be. Newhouser back in 44 and 45 won MVP awards. Fouled straight back, 0-1 on Saltalamacchia. And I think as last year went on, Rod, we started to believe that once September rolled around, yeah, he might be able to win the MVP. I'm not sure we were convinced until then.
He was having that kind of year. And there were some good offensive players. And we talked about Ellsbury. Curtis Granderson of the New York Yankees was outstanding offensively. But Verlander just kind of set himself apart with what he was doing every 5th day.
1-1 on Saltalamacchia. By the way, if you're counting, Saltalamacchia's last name is 14 letters, which is the longest in the major leagues. Longest last name.
Armpit to armpit on the back of his uniform.
SALTALAMACCHIA. Here's a strike call. 2-2 on Saltalamacchia.
It's one thing to have the kind of power in your fastball anywhere from 91 to 100 miles an hour, but something else that Verlander can do, he can locate that pitch on the outer edges if he'd like to. He also pitches inside aggressively, and I don't mean off the plate inside. I mean he comes inside with good firm fastball. Justin has been as high as 98 miles an hour, as low as 77. Xfinity, courtesy of those readings.
Ground ball right side. Santiago arranging. Fielder able to get that. And that's it for the Red Sox. They get a hit but strand a man, and you're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
There, and I want you to concentrate on Prince Fielder here. He takes about 5-6 steps to his right. I think he thought this was going to be a base hit. Verlander would have been there, but Prince shows some agility in getting back to the bag, finding it, and then taking the throw from Santiago, the second baseman. It's one of the things that a lot of people talk about Prince. He is big in stature. There's no doubt about that. But he has some nice athleticism.
Rayburn finds the hole in the left side of the infield, and it's a leadoff single. Fourth time today in 5 innings the Tigers have put the first man on. Now let's see if they can do something about it.
They continue to be very aggressive against John Lester's first pitches. He throws a lot of fastballs. They're cut fastballs. They know they're going to get those pitches. Therefore, a lot of the Tigers have been very, very aggressive on those pitches.
Neither team really has had a whole lot of luck getting runners in scoring position. Tigers today are 0 for 7 with men on base. They've had some chances, but the 2 double play balls erased leadoff singles in the first 2 innings. Lester now has given up 4 hits. Johnny 1 for 1 today. Lester and Verlander were both rookies in 2006, so they broke in at the same time. Lester was 7-2 in his rookie campaign. Verlander, meanwhile, won 17 games to win the Rookie of the Year. 2-0 the count. It's a good spot here for Johnny Peralta. Johnny last year batted .299, second best average among American League shortstops. And he takes the 2-0 pitch low, 3-0. That's in there. 3 balls, 1 strike. Alex Avila will be next. Two teams have an off day tomorrow, a built-in off day. Then they play Saturday, Sunday to wrap up this series.
John Lester held the ball on the mound a little longer than he normally had before delivering toward home plate. The thinking is that Rayburn may be on the move and Peralta may be forced into swinging.
Walked him. And so the Tigers have something going now with 2 men on. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Burger King, the proud sponsor of opening week baseball. And they're meeting on the mound right now.
Well, no doubt they're talking about a possible sacrifice bunt here from Alex Avila, who can handle the bat. And Gene Lamont is going to verbally talk to Avila as to what he wants him to do. You'll see Euclid at third and Gonzalez at first, probably at the cut of the grass. Avila had 3 sacrifice bunts last year. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Close game, runs are at a premium. A bunt is in order.
And so Avila, who lined out his first time up, let's see if he's up there trying to advance the runners. They're pinching at the corners. And he shows bunt. Strike 1.
Many protests there from Avila on that strike call from home plate umpire Dale Scott.
And now Avila behind in the count, 0-2. Gene Lamont flashing the signs at third base. Avila giving a look. We'll back up a couple of steps now at the corners with 2 strikes on the hitter. Avila takes outside. 1-2. Santiago will be next. Tigers with something brewing here in the 5th. A single and a walk. Neither team has had too many scoring opportunities to speak of. Lester last year held left-handed batters to a .207 batting average. 207, there it is. 244. The righties hit against him. The 1-2. 2-2 on Avila, who has fought back into the count now and even it up.
Defense pretty much playing Avila straight up.
swing and a miss, and he dusted him. So Lester strikes him out.
The second baseman, Santiago.
It's a fastball up in the strike zone above the belt buckle that Aila can't catch up to.
Here's Santiago, the number 9 hitter. He flied out his first time up. And he looks at strike 1. 4 Tigers hits this afternoon. All singles against Lester. Jackson has 1. Fielder has 1. Peralta and Rayburn the other 2. Meanwhile, Verlander has surrendered just 2 hits. That's it. Single by Sweeney, double by Ortiz. That's grounded foul right by Gene Lamont.
Both Verlander and Lester appear to be in midseason form this afternoon.
There's Gino, who very nearly got the managing job for the Boston Red Sox. He was one of the finalists along with Bobby Valentine.
He was the runner-up, wasn't he?
He was. Tom Brookins, your first base coach for the Tigers. And there was a time there, Rod, where I think many people thought Lamont was going to get that job.
It appeared to be that way.
But as it works out, Gene back in a Tigers uniform. Bobby Valentine skippering the Bo Sox.
And Gino has managerial experience with the Pittsburgh Pirates, Chicago White Sox.
Oh, 0-2 on Santiago. And Ramon stays alive. Santiago getting the start at second base today with the lefty Lester on the hill. Brandon Inge on the disabled list to start the year. Rayburn DHing. Plenty of second base options for Leland. Little pop up right side of the infield. Pedroia to the grass. And the runners will hold. There are 2 gone now. Stay tuned for a sneak peek of the Three Stooges, the movie, later in the game.
I have to admit, as a kid growing up, I absolutely loved the Three Stooges.
Who was your favorite, Larry, Curly, or Moe?
Curly.
Really? You did have a favorite?
I did. Curly.
Why was he your favorite?
I don't know. They were all funny. Yeah, but he just seemed to do a lot of crazy things. I absolutely loved it, though.
You know what amazed me about the Three Stooges is they could take some wicked shots and never bleed. I mean, those guys used to hammer on each other.
They sure did.
And nobody ever even had a lump on their head or blood. Pretty impressive. Here's Austin Jackson. Ball high, 1 ball, no strikes on Austin, who's singled and also lined out in this game. Jackson last year a career high with 11 triples. He also hit a career high 10 home runs. Outside 2-0. When you think about it, Jackson, of course, taking over center field a couple of years ago, Rod, for a guy named Curtis Granderson, and that had to be a little bit difficult for him from the get-go to try and live up to what Curtis had done.
There's always pressure when replacing someone like Curtis Granderson, who not only was an all-star but a fan favorite here in Detroit. But I think it helps when you play for a guy like Jim Leyland, who the players absolutely love, who told Austin Jackson, "You're not Curtis Granderson. Do not try to be Curtis Granderson. Go out and play well defensively and good things will happen for you." And he had a tremendous offensive year in his rookie campaign. He was almost rookie of the year.
He's ahead here 3-0. 3-1. The other thing about Jackson is that he stepped into center field here, which typically in the past had given some guys trouble in learning, at least young center fielders, in learning the center field here. It can be a little bit tricky because of its dimensions, but he stepped right in and had absolutely no trouble at all.
He has a Gold Glove in his future.
Swing and a miss.
Something that Lester did very well last year. He held the opponents to a .219 batting average when runners were in scoring position, and he's done a very good job of that today.
So it's 3-2 with 2 outs. Runners will be on the move here. And a key spot for Lester in this game, who for the most part has had little trouble. And it's in the air to shallow right. Sweeney coming in, and Lester pitches out of the jam here in the 5th. Tigers get the first 2 men aboard, but fail to score. Here at the ballpark, Mr. Tiger, Al Kaline, throughout the first pitch before opening day here in the Motor City. And a great thrill for Al and a great thrill for all those Tigers fans. Here's the AT&T trivia question. Which 2 position players have started the most opening days for the Tigers and the Red Sox? And Al Kaline, of course, 21 of them for the Tigers. Carl Yastrzemski, 22 for the Boston Red Sox.
That is a lot of opening days.
A couple of great ball players there. A lot of opening days indeed. Verlander back to work. He's got Mike Aviles to deal with here. Then Jacoby Ellsbury and Dustin Pedroia. Always nice to have a statue at the ballpark. Is number 6, Al Kaline, reaching for the ball. Right field was his domain. There's a strike called. 0-2.
Justin Verlander is absolutely dealing this afternoon. Command of all 4 pitches, the fastball, the curve, the change, a few sliders sprinkled in.
Pulled on the ground to short. Peralta 2 steps to his right. In the dirt again, and one more time. Fielder picks it clean.
Look out, big fella.
Second time he's done that today.
Both of those coming on throws from Johnny Peralta. Well, this is something that they practice in spring training. Rafael Belliard, who handles the infielders, will take a bat around second base, and he will simply hit some balls over to Prince Fielder or whoever he's working with at first to try to simulate tough balls that are thrown in the dirt. And Prince today has had a couple of really nice picks.
Ellsbury is 0 for 2 today. Popped up third base side. Cabrera circling under it, and he holds on. And a somersault for style points. I gotta love the big fella.
He's circling the wagon out there.
Whoop.
Not often you get a standing ovation for catching a pop-up.
Or for falling down.
But he got one.
It's beautiful. The career numbers at third base for Cabrera. Of course, he played a few games when he first came over to the Tigers in 08 at that position. Strike one on Dustin Pedroia. For 2, pop up, fly ball. A lot of offers today for the Red Sox. They have but 2 hits. Right at Cabrera, and it's going to get through him into left field. Time for a game break right now. Let's check in with Mickey York. All right, Mickey, thank you. Here in the 6th that is scoreless, the Red Sox have just picked up their 3rd hit of the game. A base hit ruled on that last one.
This ball absolutely scorched off the bat of Pedroia, and Cabrera olayed that, didn't get in front of it.
Adrian Gonzalez takes a ball.
Of course, March 19th in Clearwater, Florida, he was hit in the right eye and by a wicked hop ground ball off the bat of Hunter Pence of the Philadelphia Phillies. Missed 9 days in spring training.
Two and 0 the count. Gonzalez strike out and a fly ball. Had himself a nice spring. 356 this spring for Adrian. Red Sox just have not been able to get a whole lot going against Verlander, who at one point had retired 10 straight in this game.
It's hard to believe that once upon a time both Adrian Gonzalez and Cabrera started their minor league careers together in a Florida Marlins uniform.
Lifted back out of play.
Became really good friends at that time. And both have gone on to be stars in the major leagues.
Gonzalez doing most of his damage over in the National League with San Diego. Really made his name with the Padres.
He was the #1 draft choice of the Florida Marlins. Of course, Cabrera from Venezuela was not drafted.
Texas Rangers at one point had Adrian Gonzalez in their system. He played briefly in the big leagues with the Rangers in 04 and 05. How about sticking him in the middle of that lineup? Four-time All-Star. And Verlander has fallen behind 3-1. And he lost him. 2 on and 2 outs. Well, the Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report on our next hitter, David Ortiz. And you look at his career numbers here at Comerica Park. He has made this park look small. 41 RBIs in 43 games and 16 long balls.
Big Papi has made a lot of yards look small in his career.
Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you. 2 on, 2 out. It's been a while since the Red Sox got a runner to second base. They had that leadoff double by Ortiz back in the second. Here it is. Try and hit it 96, and he threw it by him 0-1. By the way, they have just changed that play to an error. They've charged Cabrera with an error, so take a hit away from Pedroia. That's fouled off. 0-2. So the Red Sox still with only 2 hits against Verlander. Here's the 0-2. Checked it foul.
After a couple of mid-90s fastball, he comes back with a breaking ball at 81 miles an hour. Ortiz trying to get started early, which you have to do when a guy has the kind of heater that Verlander has and got his bat out there in front of home plate and made contact with the baseball.
Nice rolled foul. Ortiz has developed into one of the best DHs as you look at the numbers on Verlander and his pitch count. 6-time winner of the Edgar Martinez Award, which is given out to the top DH in the American League. Verlander, meanwhile, has thrown 4 straight fastballs at 95 plus to Ortiz. Swing and a miss. Boy, Verlander with a breaking ball there to get David Ortiz. And they strand 2. JV picks up another strikeout, his 5th.
Take a look at how Justin Verlander attacked Big Papi to strike him out to end that inning. Courtesy of Fox Tracks. He starts him off with a couple of mid-90s fastballs and above. Then he throws him a breaking ball followed with one more fastball, then comes back with a wicked, I mean absolutely wicked breaking ball to finish him off. Justin Verlander has thrown 12 fastballs, 95 and above this afternoon, 3 of which in that last at-bat to David Ortiz.
And so Lester back to the mound now as the Tigers come to the plate in the 6th, and a line drive by Bosch is caught by the shortstop of Vilas. And Brennan is out of there. He's 0 for 3. Not too many chances for either side today. The Tigers put runners at first and second with nobody out in the 5th, but did not score. And Lester now is trying to meander through the meat of the Tigers lineup as Cabrera stands in. In there for a strike, 0-1. Miguel walked in the 4th inning. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it.
John Lester 14 of 22 this afternoon in first strikes thrown, I should say, which has allowed him to expand the strike zone against Detroit once he's gotten ahead of him.
And he's ahead here. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 from Lester. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lester has a no-hitter to his credit back in May of 08. It was against the Kansas City Royals. So you've got 3 no-hitters between these 2 pitchers towing the slab today. Verlander has 2 of his own.
They are 2 of the best in the game. Lester, a premier left-hander, of course. Verlander, top right-hander in the game, in my opinion.
And he walked him. So Cabrera fights back and gets himself his 2nd walk in the game. Well, you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game, presented by the McCafe Frappe. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space in the player's uniform number to 37338. Or if you'd like, you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. See final results postgame during Tigers Live. Here's Prince. Fielder is 1 for 2 today. Singled in his first Tigers at bat. He didn't particularly like that call from Dale Scott. One of the 4 Tigers hits against John Lester. Bender drops in nicely, and Fielder now is behind in the count 0-2.
Majority of Lester's pitches today has been that cut fastball, but a really good curveball here.
One and 2 on Fielder. Delman Young will bat next. To the shortstop. Avilas will take it himself for 1, and the relay is yet another double play turned behind Lester. 6-3 on that one.
Park, top half of the 7th inning, no score. And it's an ALCS rematch when the Tigers battled the Texas Rangers at Comerica Park, April 19th through the 22nd. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
A pitcher's duel indeed here at the ballpark. We've had a total of 6 hits, 4 for Detroit, 2 for the visiting Red Sox. And Justin Verlander back to the mound. 6 scoreless innings for Verlander, and Justin will face Euclid, Sweeney, and Ross. JV with 83 pitches through 6 innings of work. Euclid digs in. First pitch fouled, straight back out of play, 0-1.
Well, both bullpens more than likely going to come into play here today. As we take a peek at the comparison between the starters, Lester and Verlander. Verlander, I believe, threw about 80 pitches in his final tune-up start against the Atlanta Braves, a game that we had on our air that was rain-shortened. But I think he ran down to the bullpen and finished up his work that afternoon with about 20 more pitches. So Verlander could probably go a little bit over 100 today, but not many over 100. And I would think that Lester's pretty much on that same program.
And it's starting to look like who will blink first between the two, because they've both been really good today.
And if you want to start looking at bullpens, I think the Tigers favor over Boston. Boston's bullpen's in shambles right now.
Yeah, no doubt. The injury to Bailey has kind of shuffled things around for them.
Daniel Bard, who was really good in the 8th inning last year, getting the ball to Papelbon, who's no longer in that Boston bullpen. He's in the rotation.
The 2-2. Got him looking, and Euclid knew it. One gone.
Just not fair. Take a look at the knees of Euclid. They just buckle. He starts that ball right at him. And once those knees buckle, there's just nothing you can do as a hitter. And that's the ability that Justin Verlander has with his curveball. He doesn't just throw it up there. He can spot his curveball where he wants to.
6 strikeouts now for Verlander. Comes back with a fastball and gets ahead of Ryan Sweeney.
He looks just as good as he looked last year, buddy.
He does. Right out of the chute here today on opening day. Verlander, by the way, I mean, you got to go back to July of last year, the last time he took a loss in a game. 13 straight starts. I'm reading it right there. See, there's proof. I'm not making it up. Swing and a miss. Think about that for a while. Now, there were some no decisions mixed in, but still. Verlander ahead 1-2. Here it comes. Sweeney is single in 2 at-bats. And the 2-2. See you later.
He front-doored Euclid with the curveball and buckled his knees. And he backdoored Sweeney with a curveball. Now take a look at the previous 6 strikeouts that Verlander has had today. And the majority of them are coming on the breaking ball, although he will use that fastball and blow it right by you in the mid-90s. That curveball continues to be the best curveball for any right-hander in the major leagues.
And it's on display here today. What a show that Verlander is putting on. Just 2 hits allowed, 7 Ks. And Cody Ross will try his hand now with 2 outs. That's in the air, shallow left. Delvin Young. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the stretch here on opening day. Verlander has been magnificent.
stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, through the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
Back here at Comerica Park in a scoreless game as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here at the ballpark. The sunlight's starting to peek through, and it's time now for today's Ace Hardware Scott's fan poll question of the game. Which team has the best home uniforms in Major League Baseball? A, the Tigers, B, the Yankees, C, the Red Sox, or D, the Cubs? To enter your vote, text ACE followed by a space and the letter answer to 37338. See the final results in our post-game edition of Tigers Live. I know who I'm voting for.
That's two of us.
And you're looking at it right there. The old English tee. Delman Young will lead things off. It'll be Young, Rayburn, and Peralta facing John Lester. And what has been a serious pitching duel here today. On opening day, no score in the bottom of the 7th. There's a strike called on Delman Young, who didn't like it.
As good as Justin Verlander has been this afternoon, John Lester has been up for the challenge himself.
Swing and a miss. That he has. Now he's gotten it done, I think, in different ways. I mean, he's gotten 3 double play balls, which has helped. And Verlander has been, I think, a little bit more dominant, but still, zeros are zeros. 1-2. Phil Coke, the lefty. Joaquin Benoit, the right-hander in the Tigers bullpen. Popped up. Shallow right field for Ryan Sweeney. Staggered a bit, but one gone right now. We check in with Shannon Hogan, who has some special opening day memories. Shannon?
That's right, you guys. Joe Minch, my friend here, has actually been coming to opening day since 1983. That's a very long time. You've seen a lot of great games. What is your best memory?
A couple of them. One at Tiger Stadium. I caught a foul ball off the bat of A-Rod when he played with Seattle, and that was, you know, it was a wild time fighting for a ball. But probably my favorite was the first one they played in Comerica Park. It was like 5 degrees, and it was as cold as any sporting event I've ever been to, Shannon, and that you can't get that memory out of my mind. Plus, it was an opening park and everything like that.
Special memory. Thanks so much, Joe. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Shannon, thank you. Yeah, I wasn't here for that opening day, the original opening day of Comerica Park, but I hear it was really frigid, which makes us thankful for the weather we have today. A little bit on the cool side, but sunny and clear otherwise. Ryan Rayburn 1 for 2, a single back in the 5th inning. Lester's 1-1. Tigers no runs, 4 hits. Red Sox no runs, 2 hits. Both sides have left 4 on base. Rayburn drills one to center field, straight at Jacoby Ellsbury. 2 outs. Vicente Padilla warming up in their bullpen along with Franklin Morales. So as these 2 starting pitchers who have been brilliant today get into the later innings of the game, the bullpens will become involved in this game.
Verlander has thrown 95 pitches through 7. Lester just reached 95.
Driven down the left field line, fair ball. Rounding the bag, Peralta going for 2. Here comes the throw, not in time. It's a 2-out double for Johnny. On base 3 times today.
Cut fastball down and in, whistled down in the left field corner by Johnny Peralta. He was thinking 2 out of the batter's box. Very difficult for you to stop on the dime in the outfield if you're throwing left-handed and then redirect the ball back to second base to get anything on the throw. That's a good hustling double by Johnny Peralta.
So can the Tigers get a 2-out hit now from Aila to put a run on the board? Alex is 0 for 2. Oh, and 1 on Aila.
Both of these guys are just pitching, aren't they? Runners in scoring position, not giving in. Both have the ability to throw off-speed pitches. A little get-me-over breaking ball there by John Lester.
One ball, 1 strike.
If you're Aila, in the back of your mind, you know you're going to get another breaking ball. He started you off with that pitch. In Lester's mind, that's the pitch that he feels like he can get you out with.
Saltalamacchia putting the fingers down. The 1-1.
You don't need a slider if you've got a cutter like Lester's.
I was thinking the same thing. I mean, it's slider-esque, isn't it?
It is. I mean, there are some guys pitching in the major leagues that don't have as much break on their sliders as he does with that cut fastball. The guy that made that pitch famous, Mariano Rivera, his ball doesn't cut as much as this pitch that Lester's throwing today.
Aila laid off. It was up high, and the count goes 2-2. So there's an even 100 now for Lester. Tigers trying to cash in a 2-out double by Johnny Peralta. Just off the corner. Ooh, was that close? 3-2. Full count on Alex Avila. Saltalamacchia heads out to the mound. The very last point in this game in which you want to make a mistake here or not be on the same page with the starting pitcher is right here with a man in scoring position in a 0-0 game.
Great point. Also, Johnny Peralta's a shortstop, and there's no doubt that after sitting out at second base and watching 5 pitches and watching the sequence that Saltalamacchia goes through, he knows exactly what that sequence is. So we may not even see a sign here. He may have just gone out there and verbally told Lester what he's going to throw, and that's what we'll see. Didn't put a sign down. He just told him.
In the air toward left field, hit well. This ball is up there, and it's up against the wall. Here comes Peralta to score, and Alex Avila gets it done with 2 outs in the 7th.
What a great at-bat by the youngster Avila. Finally got a fastball that he can handle. He allowed it to get deep enough in the strike zone. He hit it hard enough to get it over the head of Cody Ross in left field. And the Tigers are in business.
First run of the season for the Tigers. A 2-out opposite field double off the bat of Alex Avila.
A couple of all-stars in Peralta and Avila from a season ago, batting 7th and 8th in the Tigers batting order today.
Depth in that lineup. And a strike called on Santiago. JV given a run.
He must have one more inning in him.
95 pitches through 7, so apparently he's going to answer the bell. Popped him up. And back behind home plate, Saltalamacchia didn't see it, didn't matter, way back out of play. What a clutch 2-out knock by Avila. 6 Tigers hits in this game, back-to-back doubles. Now Ramon behind in the count 0-2. Pulled foul. Look out, Gino. That thing almost shaved the 2-2 off his back. Yet another reason why the base coaches wear those helmets these days. One and 2 on Santiago. The Tigers prior to that double by Avila had been 0 for 11 with runners on base today.
Lester has thrown 106 pitches already this afternoon. He averaged 103 last year.
Wow. Swing and a miss, and he takes care of Santiago. However, the Tigers scored first in this one. 2-out, 2-base hit by Johnny Peralta, and then Avila comes through. 1-0 Detroit.
Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wellside Windows. For a free and home estimate, call 1-800-521-7800. Aerial coverage today provided by Goodyear. Everything we've learned making tires that go the distance inspires what we roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven. Well, what a day it's turned out to be here in the Motor City. The temperature rising just a little bit now. It's 46 degrees, but the sunshine is covering the ballpark now. And the Tigers get the run on the Aila 2-out 2-base hit, plating Johnny Peralta and Justin Verlander back to the hill. 7 strikeouts in 7 innings and 95 pitches. That's in the air to shallow center field. Austin Jackson has a beat on it. And Saltalamacchia is out.
In case you're wondering, Justin Verlander averaged 116 pitches in 2011.
Well, at this juncture of the game, a 1-pitch out certainly comes in handy here in the 8th.
For sure.
Here's Mike Aviles. Strikeout, ground out for Aviles in this game. Ball 1. Fouled straight back. 1-1 on the former Kansas City Royal, Aviles.
That fastball was up around Aviles' neck. And he tried to catch up to it. And had a pretty good swing at it.
Yeah, he was right on that thing. That backed him out of there. Verlander has surrendered only 2 measly hits today. A double by Ortiz in the 2nd and a single by Sweeney in the 5th. Checked it, strike call.
On a chilly afternoon where most would have a difficult time of gripping the breaking ball, let alone throwing it, Verlander's curveball today has been sensational.
Soft floater to the shortstop. 2 gone. Hey, by the way, as soon as the game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live. Here from manager Jim Leland and the players. Plus, we'll break down the game and show you all the highlights. Tigers Live immediately after the game here on Fox Sports Detroit. It really does go against common sense, doesn't it? The way Verlander's been able to throw that breaking ball today.
I was watching some batting practice before the game and talking to Lloyd McClendon, and he was talking about some of the guys that were throwing batting practice and having a difficult time of gripping the ball because it was chilly. So you can only imagine what it would be like for a pitcher out there trying to throw a curveball. These guys are just throwing fastballs.
It's amazing. He's got the 8 curveball going today. 102 pitches for Verlander. 2 outs, nobody on. Jacoby Ellsbury, the batter. Here's another breaking ball. That one missed outside. Ellsbury is 0 for 3. He finished last year with a 13-game hitting streak. 2-1.
The MVP against the runner-up in the MVP last year in the American League.
Little chopper hit to the right side. Santiago. Verlander, another 1-2-3 inning.
He's done his part today.
And then some. That is what it sounded like here at Comerica Park as Justin Verlander walked off the field.
He acknowledged the crowd with his left hand, little mini wave. He's cold-blooded. Unbelievable talent.
Even his walk back to the dugout is smooth.
Isn't it, though?
Everything today about Verlander is just impressive. 2 hits on opening day. And the Tigers lead it 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Jose Valverde, the closer, Papa Grande, beginning to warm up. The 9th inning will be his. Austin Jackson leads it off in the bottom of the 8th, and there's a strike called. Wallside windows pitching change. Vicente Padilla.
He's worn a lot of different uniforms last season. Pitched in just 9 games.
Padilla is 34 years old. Native of Nicaragua.
Good fastball, firm in the mid-90s. An assortment of different breaking balls.
Jackson lines one to right field. Back goes Sweeney. Can't get it up against the wall. Jackson is off to the races. He hits second. He's coming to third. And Austin Jackson is in with a stand-up triple.
Jackson caught up with one of those mid-90s fastballs and absolutely hit a seed over the head of Sweeney, who got turned around. And triples are absolutely nothing new for Austin Jackson. Look at him go.
A career-high 11 triples last year in his first of 2012. And boy, what a huge run standing at third base now. Infield coming in for the Red Sox. Here is Bosch. Brennan today is 0 for 3.
Easier said than done, but what Brennan Bosch is trying to accomplish here is a fly ball to center field or a fly ball to left field. Obviously deep enough for Jackson to tag up and score.
Bouncing ball to the shortstop. This will not get the run in. Aviles will throw out Bosch. So that's a start for Padilla. They will hold the runner at third.
Would not be surprised if they walked Cabrera here to open up a double play situation.
Time now for the Farmers Insurance report card. 25 homers, 100 RBIs, 290 plus batting average, most consecutive seasons all time. 8 of them now for Cabrera.
And they are going to walk Cabrera, which will be his 3rd walk of the afternoon. This one, intentional variety. And in my opinion, John Lester kind of pitched around Cabrera today.
Walked him in the 4th, walked him in the 6th.
I brought this up in the pregame show today. Prince Fielder is a wonderful talent and unbelievable player who played for the Milwaukee Brewers last year and batted 4th behind Ryan Braun, who won the MVP in the National League. And believe it or not, people, Ryan Braun was only intentionally walked last year a grand total of 2 times. 2.
Think about that. He got won the MVP. So Cabrera gets the intentional walk. And Prince Fielder will be announced. However, the Boston Red Sox will make a pitching change. So as they go to the bullpen, we will step aside. Leading the Red Sox 1-0. They have runners at first and third. Here's the box score of today's game presented by Burger King, and you see some of the highlights. Of course, Justin Verlander rod absolutely lights out in this one.
That he was. He looked like he's in mid-season form, and just a continuation of the miraculous season that he had in 2011.
Aila had the big RBI double to give the Tigers the lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. A 2-out 2-base hit after Peralta had doubled. And what a crowd here today at Comerica Park. And we'd like to tell you it's 45,027, the largest opening day crowd in Comerica Park history. And they are here hopefully to watch a Tigers victory. 45,027. Tip of the cap to Tiger fans. All right, here's Fielder now. Runners at first and third. And the new pitcher is Franklin Morales.
Pitched in 50 games last year, came in with a 1-2 record, 10 holds, an earned run average at 3.69, 46 innings. In case you're wondering what Prince Fielder did against left-handers last year, he had a .282 batting average with 7 homers and 31 RBIs.
Keeping a close eye on Cabrera down there at first base.
Cappy not going anywhere.
Triple by Jackson started the inning. A 1-out intentional walk to Cabrera. There's a strike called on Fielder.
Good fastball. 94. Located beautifully.
Boy, you're not kidding. Snapped that one off, but missed it in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. How about this? There are 5 games going on in the major leagues right now, and they're all 1-0. As this one is here in the 8th, but the Tigers trying to scratch in another run.
Opening day starters, number 1s.
They are ruling the day. Swing and a miss, and a huge rip by Fielder. 1-2 on Prince. Tigers can make it a little bit easier for Papa Grande if they can get another run in here. The 1-2. High fly ball, center field. Ellsbury charging. Jackson tagging. Here comes the throw to the plate. He's safe. Cabrera moves up, and Prince Fielder drives in a run.
Let's take a look at how Morales attacked Prince Fielder. A couple of fastballs, 194, breaking ball, followed up with a big swing by Prince. Prince cut down his swing, just simply tried to flip something in the outfield, which he did. Ellsbury had a nice running start, but Jackson with too much speed.
Tigers had another. They lead 2-0. Welcome to Detroit. Indeed, for Prince Fielder. Big RBI. Here's Delman Young with a man at second base. Big rip by Delman. 2 runs, 7 hits for Detroit. No runs, 2 hits for the Red Sox. Young this afternoon is 0 for 3. They'll shoot one to right field. Sweeney is on the run, coming to the line to make the catch. However, the Tigers get an insurance run. We go to the 9th. 2-0. Top of the 9th inning. Prince Fielder driving in a huge run, 1 for 3 with a single, and his sac fly made it 2-0. Verlander, the story this afternoon, with 8 scoreless innings, and Aila had the big double in the 7th. Here's our Comerica game summary here this afternoon, with the Tigers on top by a 2-0 score. Prince Fielder driving in a run, 1 for 3 in his first game as a Tiger. Verlander, the big story, with 8 scoreless, and Aila doubled in a run in the 7th inning. Got some changes now. Clete Thomas is the new left fielder. He takes over for Delman Young, and Don Kelly takes over for Bosch in right. And Papa Grande, Jose Valverde, is on the hill.
75 games last year, 49 saves in 49 opportunities for Papa Grande.
And a good start, strike 1.
Features 2 pitches, a cut fastball, and a splitter.
Well, he's going to have to deal with 3 pretty good hitters. He's got Pedroia, he's got Gonzalez, and Ortiz. .49 for 49 last year for Valverde in the save column. Look out. Pedroia scampers out of the way.
Little chin music for Pedroia.
For 3 today for Dustin Pedroia. Fouled off. 1-2. Valverde in his third season with the Tigers. 49 saves last year, 26 the year before that. Here's the 1-2. Rod, you might have had a chance with that foul ball.
You want me to reach out that window?
That thing was sizzled too, man. But it took your hand off. It's just a suggestion, that's all. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2 on Pedroia.
That's the one thing that Valverde needs to be aware of. Every now and then he'll get that arm angle too low as far as the elbow is concerned, and the fastball will stay high. He's already thrown several in the strike zone up to Pedroia. And by dropping that elbow.
Verlander gave up just 2 hits through 8 shutout innings. And Valverde trying to close up shop here in the 9th.
That's one thing about Pedroia. Takes a huge swing. Doesn't get cheated. Even though he already has 2 strikes on him.
Pedroia last year drove in 91, hit over 300 again, 307. In the air to right field, looks like trouble. That ball is down. Jackson goes over to cut it off. He'll quickly get it back in, but it's a leadoff double for Dustin Pedroia.
All fastballs to Pedroia. He finally caught up with one. That ball was up around the letters, but still Pedroia able to get on top of it and hit a rocket into right center field.
Only the 3rd hit of the day for the Red Sox. And that's their first hit since the 5th inning. Verlander allowed a double and a single. That was it. Now Adrian Gonzalez. Tying run coming to the plate here in the 9th inning. Driven in the air toward left. It's going to slice. 0-1. Well, Gonzalez staring at Valverde, and he's had 0 success against him. 0 for 8 with 4 Ks.
0 for 9 would be lovely.
There's a line drive base hit. Not going to happen. Pedroia coming to third. They stop him there, and now the Red Sox have the tying runs on the bases and nobody out.
No one said it was going to be easy.
Back-to-back hits by the Red Sox. Causing Jim Leyland to pace a little bit. Darnell McDonald now is going to pinch run down at first for Gonzalez.
I've already pointed out the fact that just about every fastball that Valverde has thrown, and all 9 of his pitches have been fastballs. They all have been up in the strike zone. However, in this situation with David Ortiz in the batter's box, Valverde needs to go down to get himself that ground ball to get a double play. Not all that concerned with Pedroia on third base, but a ground ball would be just what the doctor ordered here.
Ortiz takes strike 1.
David Ortiz grounded into 24 double plays last year.
A couple of home runs against Valverde, 2 for 3. Career numbers. Had a big rip, and now it's 0-2.
They're getting some good rips at that fastball, even though it was at 96 miles an hour.
So Valverde coming out throwing heat out of the bullpen, with the Red Sox are hacking. Youkilis waiting on deck. 0-2 on Ortiz. Tying runs on here. Nobody out in the ninth. Oh, that was just off the plate. Oh, and the sellout crowd does not like the call.
Didn't miss by much.
High fly ball center field. Jackson coming in. Pedroia tagging up. Catch is made. And the throw will come back into second base. That run will score. Sac fly to make it a 2-1 game. Jackson making sure the tying run does not get to second. First out of the inning. Skipper still pacing back and forth. The insurance run turns out to be huge. Prince Fielder knocked in with a sac fly in the 8th.
Darnell McDonald over at first base, not known as a speedster. But if you're Valverde, you cannot forget about him. Cannot forget about him on first base.
Youkilis today is 0 for 3. That'll get back out of play. 2 runs, 7 hits Detroit. 1 run, 4 hits for Boston. Red Sox lineup not quite as deep without Carl Crawford, who's out with an injury after Youkilis. Sweeney due next. Missed it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Off day tomorrow for these two teams. Saturday, Fister and Beckett. Sunday, Scherzer and Buchholz. The 1-1.
Valverde's best opportunity at getting the ground ball to end the game via the double play might be throwing the split-fingered fastball here, because most of the fastballs he's thrown have been up in the strike zone.
I'm all for that. Swing and a miss.
Got a strikeout with it, though.
Youkilis is out of there. 2 gone.
Great call by Aila. Tremendous pitch by Valverde. Tombolina.
2 outs. Here comes the crowd. 45,000 plus to their feet. There's Ryan Sweeney. The Red Sox last chance today. Runner goes, and a big jump. Avila's throw is not in time. As you were talking about, you can't forget about him, and he had a huge jump.
He did. Surprised Aila even threw it down there, but you never know what's going to happen as far as the base runner is concerned. He might trip and fall, therefore you get the out at second base.
One ball and no strikes on Sweeney. Tying run now at second base with 2 outs. Off the plate, 2-0. Got Cody Ross waiting on deck. Sweeney 1 for 3 with a single in the 5th inning. Swing and a miss. Valverde reaching back, throwing it by him. 2-1 on Ryan Sweeney.
Good hitters count for Sweeney. 2 balls and no strikes, but Valverde able to throw that 93-mile-per-hour heater right by him.
Driven down the right field line. That ball is hooking. It's a fair ball off the wall. That'll get the tying run in. Sweeney is on his way to third base, and he is in there with a triple, and the Red Sox have tied it at 2.
Go figure. 49 of 49 in save opportunities for Jose Valverde, and he blows his very first save of the year. It's a tumbler. It's down. Left-handers love the ball down and in. He had just thrown a fastball right by Sweeney, but Sweeney able to catch up to that split-fingered fastball.
And so Justin Verlander's efforts will not provide him with a win here today. The go-ahead run for the Red Sox now standing at third base, and here is Cody Ross. Line drive caught by the shortstop Peralta to end the inning. However, the Red Sox get 2, and we go to the bottom of the ninth.
Park on opening day, bottom half of the 9th inning, and fans, you can follow the Tigers with the MLB.com at bat app 12 for your iPhone, iPad, or Android. Get spring training scores, stats, highlights, live audio, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit tigers.com for more details.
It's been a while since Jose Valverde was unable to convert a save opportunity. His first blown save since September of 2010 at Minnesota. But that's what has transpired here today. A 2-run ninth inning, tying the ball game at 2 runs apiece. Got a new pitcher now for the Boston Red Sox. Mark Melanson is on.
71 games last year, checked in with an 8-4 record, had 20 saves and 25 opportunities.
So Ryan Rayburn leads it off as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Nick Punto is in at third base. Kevin Youkilis will shift to the opposite side of the diamond. He'll play first with Gonzalez out of the game. And Rayburn takes ball 1 from Melanson.
Melanson pitching for the Houston Astros a season ago.
In the air, right field, hit pretty well. It's going to stay in the park, though, as Sweeney tracks it down. When Bailey went down, they were trying to figure out who was going to close games, whether it be Melanson or Cevis. They're going with the Cevis. There's Johnny Peralta. Johnny had a big double back in the 7th with 2 outs, set up the first Tigers run. It's been a big day for Johnny. Single walk and a double. Batting 1,000. Shot to right field and a base hit. The winning run is on. He's still batting 1,000. Third hit today for Johnny Peralta. Joaquin Benoit in the Detroit bullpen. Hopefully they won't need his services. They can just end this thing right here. Aila had a double the opposite way to give the Tigers a 1-0 lead in the 7th. They were given time at home plate by Dale Scott. That base hit by Peralta gives the Tigers 8 hits this afternoon. Fouled away 0-1.
Good cut by Aila.
Prince Fielder had a sacrifice fly in the 8th inning, which made it 2-0 Tigers. A run the Tigers would end up needing. It was a check swing. Yes, he went around.
Says C.B. Buckner down at third. Like a spiked curveball.
That's low. 1-2 on Aila. Santiago due next. Whistled back out of play. 1-2 the count stays.
And Saltalamacchia taking a page out of his mentor's book, Jason Varitek. Varitek, when he was able to get his pitchers ahead in the count with 2 strikes, he would always ask for the fastball up. And that's just what Saltalamacchia was asking for there.
So Melanson will look in for the sign. Big league time with the Yankees and the Astros. And the 1-2 again fouled back out of play. Melanson last year 20 saves with the Houston Astros, 71 appearances out of their bullpen.
That's a lot of work.
It sure is. Jed Lowry went the other way in a trade. Red Sox acquiring him back in December. Little looper into left field, base hit. And will put the winning run to second base. Aila with his second hit.
What a clutch at bat. Clutch at bat. Fastball up with 2 strikes, allowed it to get deep, just simply trying to fight it off. It's not all bad to get jammed when you've got 2 strikes on you. Sometimes good things happen.
And it looks like they're going back to the bullpen. Bobby Valentine coming out, so the single by Avila will chase Melanson. And we will step aside. Another pitching change here at the ballpark. We'll be back with more.
To go quietly today, it was Dustin Pedroia with a leadoff double in the top half of the 9th inning, followed by a base hit the opposite way by Adrian Gonzalez, a sacrifice fly by Big Papi, and with a runner in scoring position, Darnell McDonald, the pinch runner, scored on a triple off the bat of Ryan Sweeney, and Jose Valverde blew his first save of the year.
Meanwhile, the Tigers trying to win it here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Danny Worth has come on a pinch run for Johnny Peralta at second base. He represents the winning run down there at second. New pitcher is Alfredo Aceves.
He's a closer, at least at the beginning of the season for the Boston Red Sox. Had a really good year last year. 10 wins, 2 losses, an earned run average of 2.61.
And so it is his job now to take on Santiago here. Only 1 out, 2 men on for the Tigers. Santiago fouls it away. 0-1. Ramon in this game is 0 for 3.
If Santiago's able to get a base hit, Gene Lamont, third base coach, is going to have to make a decision on whether he wants to try to challenge the outfield arms of the Boston Red Sox. Ross in left playing real shallow. Ellsbury in center field also playing really shallow. And the reason why they're playing as shallow as they are, yes, that's the winning run at second base, but Santiago, for the most part, not known as a power hitter.
Probably also makes that secondary lead for Danny Worth important as well.
Yes, indeed. But he also has to be aware of the fact that Punto at short might try to sneak back in behind him.
That'll get away from the catcher. Roll all the way to the backstop. Saltalamacchia couldn't find it, and now the Tigers have runners at second and third.
Are they saying it hit him?
Santiago went to first base. And here comes Valentine out to argue.
Ooh, I don't know. It might have got the heel. I mean, when a ball redirects like this, it hits something.
I think it did hit him.
I think it hit his heel, although it didn't really look like it. Now take one look here. Right there. Right off the heel, and that's what allows the ball to redirect in that area like it did. Had it hit his glove, there's no way that ball goes and redirects like that.
So the bases are loaded, the infield is in, and here's Jackson trying to win it. Santiago hit by the pitch. And strike one on Jackson. Austin has a triple and a single in this game. Danny Worth the winning run at third. Inside and high. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Red Sox scored 2 in the top of the 9th to tie. The Tigers threaten here in the bottom. 2 singles and a hit batter. Two runs, 9 hits for the Tigers. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Red Sox. Now Aceves asking Saltalamacchia to meet him.
If you're Jackson in this situation, there's no need in being over aggressive in the batter's box, which means you're more than likely won't swing at a ball. You simply want to make sure there's something up in the strike zone, something you hit the ball the opposite way to the outfield, deep enough to score the run. No need in being over aggressive in this situation.
And the 1-1 inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Largest opening day crowd in Comerica Park history, hoping for a bottom of the 9th inning victory today. Ground ball, fair ball, and the Tigers win. Austin Jackson gets it done. An RBI single, and the Tigers win on opening day.
Drawn in, Jackson works the count in his favor to 2 balls and 1 strike, and hits one right down the line for a base hit. Winning run comes home.
Austin Jackson's first career walk-off hit sparks off the celebration here at Comerica Park. Just out of the reach of a diving Nick Punto. And Tigers fans will go home happy today as they win it in the bottom of the ninth. We'll be back with more.